Hi everyone, this is Lisa with Unclutter Me, and I'm here to talk to you about disaster preparedness. In just a few short days here in South Central Alaska, we will be approaching the anniversary of the November 30th earthquake, which struck South Central Alaska with a magnitude of a 7.1 earthquake. But no matter where you live, disaster can strike, and we need to be prepared for disaster. No one knows when disaster is going to happen, but we all can be prepared. I believe that there are 7 critical areas that we should consider preparing for in advance so you can handle the disaster with as much confidence and flexibility as one could have in an unknown situation. So without further ado, let's talk about those 7 steps. Now keep in mind, all of these steps I think should be held in one easy to access, safe, secure location. Number 1, disaster cash. This is cash you have on hand solely for disaster. What amount you have will be different for what your needs are for you and your family. Number 2, electronics. At night when you go to bed, all the electronics need to be plugged into one easy to access location. This way you know they're charged throughout the evening and you can easily grab them if anything were to happen throughout the middle of the night. Number 3, Go folder. This is a quite intense folder that you'll have. It has quite a bit of critical documentation that you may need to use depending on the type of disaster that may strike. Some examples that would be inside are identification, photo identification, financial, medical, as well as emergency points of contact. Number 4, memory tote. This is where you're going to have your most treasured items that not necessarily are displayed but mean something very near and dear to your heart. In some cases, the memory tote is just as important as the Go folder. Number 5, your pets and what you're doing with all of your pet needs. This would include carriers for your pets, leashes, bowls, as well as any documentation we may need on that particular pet. Number 6, this would also include what we say is your personal public information officer. You're going to assign someone who's going to be able to help you get in contact with other family members that you may need to reach or they are trying to reach you in times of need. And number 7, we need to talk about how to utilize social media. If you have the availability to use social media, how you can do so properly and efficiently if disaster were ever to strike. Now within my blog posts on my website as well as my social media, I go into great depth of speaking about all of these different areas. I want us all to take a minute, especially those of us who live in Alaska, knowing that this anniversary is approaching, of how is it we can take a breath as we come up to this anniversary, or for those of you who have experienced fires, floods, extreme weather, temperatures of either very hot or very cold, and what is it you can do to prepare. Take the time to look at all of this information. Again, you can find it all available on my website, uncluttermeak.com. You can follow me on social media as Unclutter Me, and also know that you can go through Stitcher and see that I have been on a global podcast, which is all about disaster preparedness and what you can do to prepare. You can do this. Unclutter Me is here to help you. Refresh, renew, live simply.